The Silver Guardian begins in a dormitory at Shinryu High School where several girls gossip about their school's history. The girls looked scared and had goosebumps after finding out that the girls' dormitory building they lived in was a former burial ground. In the middle of the conversation, a girl named Lulian came to their room and asked them to go to sleep because it was very late. After that, Lulian returned to her room and looked at the night view through the window, saying that the peace in this world happened because someone out there was protecting them. On the other hand, a young man named Lu Shuiyin is seen playing with his cat named Wan Choi. Shuiyin then fought against hundreds of undead in a burial ground with the power of his sword. He began to defeat all the undead one by one while saying he would continue guarding the cemetery. While battling against enemies, he suddenly recalled memories from the past 1 year ago when he was still in the human world. The scene changes to the time 1 year ago when Shuiyin was working as a ticket keeper at a public swimming pool with his cat. In the middle of his work, a naughty young man suddenly throws Wan Choi into the swimming pool and drowns him. Seeing this, Shuiyin thoughtlessly jumped into the pool to save Wan Choi even though he couldn't swim. While in the swimming pool, Shuiyin began to run out of breath until he finally fainted and sank to the bottom of the pool. Moments later, Shuiyin woke up from his stupor and found that Wan Choi had been rescued. He saw one of his co-workers named Lan Xiao cleaning the swimming pool and thought he had saved them. But Lan Xiao denied it and said that the person who had saved Shuiyin was a rich girl named Lu Lian. She is the only daughter and heir to a wealthy businessman who owns a video game creation company called Godgrave. Besides being rich, Lu Lian is known to be very popular in their school because of her beauty and intelligence. After all day working as a ticket keeper, Shuiyin works part-time as a security guard for the girls' dormitory at his school. Shuiyin had to work part-time in various places because he was an orphan and had to pay for all the necessities of life by himself. While guarding the dormitory, Shuiyin started turning on his computer, which he always carried while on guard as a security guard at night. He is very good at playing video games and likes playing a video game called Dungeon Century. In the Dungeon Century game, Shuiyin is known as a great fighter with a very high level, able to defeat very powerful monsters using only free weapons and items. That night, Shuiyin's video game avatar Gwyn manages to defeat a high-level dragon monster. Shortly after, he heard that a female avatar character was asking for help because she was being chased by a mushroom monster. After seeing the prowess of Gwyn in killing the giant mushroom monster, the female avatar named Rei immediately thanked him. But before they could talk further, Shuiyin's computer power suddenly went out and he was forced to log out of the game. After that, Shuiyin immediately climbed up the lamppost to connect electricity to his computer. But suddenly, Lu Lian opened the window and talked about the greatness of Gwyn's avatar to her roommate. It turned out that the user of Rei's character in the real world was Lu Lian. When Lu Lian saw Shuiyin who was climbing the lamppost, she immediately misunderstood and thought that he was doing perverts, so she quickly threw a pillow at him so that he fell down. The next day, Lu Lian, who had not realized that the user of Gwyn was Shuiyin, sent a friend request to Gwyn. Since then, the two have always traveled together and collected various items in the video game realm. After playing together for a few months, Lu Lian said in a video game conversation that she wanted to meet the avatar user Gwyn in the real world. Hearing that, Shuiyin didn't say anything while muttering in his heart that a poor boy like him wouldn't deserve to be friends with a rich and popular girl like Lu Lian. Therefore, even though Shuiyin had actually fallen in love with Lu Lian, he had to be satisfied with their togetherness in the video game. One night, Shuiyin received a notification from the developer that the Dungeon Century video game would be closing in the next few days. Hearing this, he became upset and disappointed because the adventure and togetherness with Lu Lian had ended. On the other hand, Lu Lian's father gave her a mysterious box that would help her in case something bad happened in the future. Lu Lian's father, the creator of the Dungeon Century game, then told her directly that the Dungeon Century video game era was coming to an end and he would develop a more realistic video game. A week before the Dungeon Century video game closes, Gwyn and Rei decide to spend time together every night. On the other hand, the Godgrave Company is holding a conference for the release of a new video game called Gravebuster that tells the story of a tomb heist. Each player in the video game is assigned to fight the tomb robbers and look for hidden treasures at each level. Unfortunately, in the Gravebuster video game, the developers implemented a pay-to-win system where each user who tops up more will get the most powerful items and weapons. A week passed, and Shuiyin looked sad that night because it was the last night he could play with Lu Lian. At midnight after the Dungeon Century game closed, the Godgrave Company announced that each player could transfer their money and items from the Dungeon Century game to the Gravebuster game as compensation. At the same time, a mysterious woman claiming to be a member of the Precious Organization came to Lu Lian's father and threatened him to hand over the treasure he had been hiding. However, since Lu Lian's father insisted on not revealing information about the treasure, the woman immediately killed him with a gun. That night, Suigin entered the Dungeon Century game for the last time and found that there had been chaos within the game's city. A group of avatars suddenly appeared and burned the entire city until the avatars of other players died so that they could rob all the dead players' items and weapons. Suigin immediately looked for Lu Lian's avatar to save her from the chaos. After Gwyn managed to find Rei, he found that she was dying and all of her items had been stolen by another avatar. Shortly after, Rei was forcibly pulled from Gwyn's arms by a mysterious female avatar. Along with the death of Rei, now the Dungeon Century video game has officially ended. The following day, Lu Lian goes to Suigin and says that she has found out that the user of Gwyn is him. She then thanked him and asked him to play together in the video game Grave Butzer. Hearing this, Suigin felt so happy and excited that he accidentally dropped his bicycle and damaged it. That afternoon at school, Suigin received information from Lan Xiao that Lu Lian's father had been found dead because he was shot by a mysterious woman. Knowing this, Suigin was worried about Lu Lian's condition and immediately ran to meet her. After Suigin arrived at her dormitory, Lu Lian's roommate told him that Lu Lian was currently going to the funeral home to take care of documents and her father's funeral. A few days later, Lu Lian invited Suigin to come to her dorm because she wanted to talk to him about something important. She then gave a box that had previously been left by her father to Suigin because it was shown to him. When opening the box, Suigin found a special console for playing the latest video game released by the Godgrave company, Grave Buster. When he touched the console's screen, the console automatically activated after detecting Suigin's fingerprint DNA and corneas. Lu Lian then tells Suigin the shocking fact that she is not actually her father's biological daughter. Shortly after, several men appeared who came to Lu Lian's dormitory to meet her. Meanwhile, Suigin received a notification that the money from his account in the video game amounted to 10 billion yen. After that, he received a voice recording from Lu Lian's father saying that his real son was Suigin. Shocked by that fact, Suigin suddenly heard the screams of Lu Lian, who was about to be kidnapped by the men who wanted to collect debts from her father. Weeping, Suigin tried to prevent the two men from taking Lu Lian away and convince them that he would try to pay off all of Lu Lian's father's debts. Suigin then ran to get the console phone, which contained 10 billion yen, but it turned out that the money in the game couldn't be turned into cash. Suigin was disappointed and couldn't do much when he saw Lu Lian being forcibly taken away by the two mysterious men. At first glance, we are shown a scene where the Precious Organization Group, an enemy of the Godgrave Company, intentionally makes fake credit on behalf of the Godgrave Company to make the company seem to have a lot of debt. As Suigin rode his bicycle at full speed to catch up to the car carrying Lu Lian, he suddenly fell, and a mysterious man suddenly appeared in the car. When Suigin approached the car, the mysterious man had already defeated the two debt collectors and intended to take Lu Lian away with him. Before the man disappeared, he said that his leader named Temujin would be waiting for Suigin in the Grave Buster game. That night, Suigin immediately logged into the Grave Buster game and met a giant monster who would test his strength and abilities. But before he could attack the giant monster, three grave robbers named A, Huangling and Fabi had already attacked the giant monster. The giant monster then said that Suigin's first mission was to defeat the three grave robbers. Before the battle started, the monster summoned a level guard avatar in the form of a half-cat girl named Jostya. When the three grave robbers began to attack, an old man named Riku Yuki suddenly emerged from the giant monster. He immediately invited Suigin to enter the robot he had created. Suigin tried to fight the three grave robbers with the combat power possessed by the robot. But unfortunately, after A fired a missile from a distance, one of the robot's legs was immediately destroyed, and the robot began to lose control. After A's attack hit the target, Fei Bi and Huangling launched their attacks using the power of hypnotic cards and explosives. The explosion killed Yuki, who turned out to be Suigin's grandfather, making Suigin angry, and he started releasing his strength from his scarf. After a very epic battle, Suigin defeated the three Tomb Raiders and passed the level with perfect points. A few days later, Suigin tried to investigate and find more information about the game Grave Buster. After gathering a lot of information, he discovered the fact that the strongest player in the current Grave Buster game was a user named Dark Tiger who belonged to the Precious Organization. The Precious Organization was dangerous because they had a lot of money and often robbed other players' items. In addition, based on information from one of Lan Xiao's friends, recently, there was an organization that dared to oppose the Precious Organization called the Totem Organization. The organization was led by a man named Temujin. Hearing this, Suigin was worried about Lu Lian's condition because she was currently with Temujin. On the other hand, Fei Bi and Huangling's group, led by a man named Ryuzaburo, were trapping three players and intending to rob their items. After they managed to rob all the weapons and items from the players who were their victims, they then celebrated their success at a bar. At the same time, at the Totem Organization's hideout, Temujin looked pleased that he had succeeded in creating a special console for Lu Lian. Seeing the special treatment given by Temujin to Lu Lian, one of Temujin's subordinates named Kaushiriko was surprised and jealous. Temujin then answered briefly that Lu Lian would help the totem organization to achieve the big goal they had dreamed of all along. Meanwhile, Ryuza's organization continued to trap players and carry out robberies until he collected game money of 50 million yen. In their robbery, a woman named Collector comes and saves a player who almost became a victim of their robbery. The woman quickly trapped Fei Bi and Huang Ling in a barrier so she could easily defeat Ryuza. Seeing this, Ryuza quickly approached the Collector and stabbed her from behind. But strangely, his sword stab did not kill the Collector because it turned out that the Collector's money was far more than Ryuza's. The sword owned by Ryuza can only kill and rob players who have less money than Ryuza's money, while the Collector's money is much larger than Ryuza's. Collector easily defeated Ryuza after she ran over his body with a giant gold bar. Before the Collector left, she freed Fei Bi and Huang Ling from confinement while saying she would continue hunting down the grave robbers who stole other players' items. The scene changes in a battle area in the game Grave Buster. A boy named Takeshi tried to sneak into the arena because he didn't have the money to pay for registration. While Takeshi was climbing the walls of the battle arena, Suigin suddenly appeared with Twinstar and helped him to enter the battle arena. Suigin then explained that his purpose for coming to the venue was to meet Lao Long, or the matchmaker who was currently hosting the event in the arena. After Suigin and Takeshi managed to enter the middle of the arena, Takeshi suddenly changed into costume and had full armor as a sign that he was ready to fight the Vikings. He then tells Suigin that he will fight to win this fight because the prize money of 10 yen received from this fight can be converted into cash. Takeshi told about his older sister, who fell ill and currently has to receive intensive care at the hospital, so he has to find money to pay for the medical expenses. When the battle started, Takeshi immediately turned the photo album he had been carrying into a weapon. However, because he was a participant who infiltrated in the middle of the fight, Takeshi was punished and lost half of his power. As a result, some memories with his older sister in the photo album will disappear. Seeing this, Suigin immediately stopped Takeshi, promised him would win the fight, and handed all the prize money to him. When the match between Suigin and the Vikings started, Lao Long read out the profile of Suigin, who is a novice player with a low level of strength. Viking immediately issued his first attack by turning Suigin's arm into a lump of crystal. When the Vikings were about to issue a second attack, Twinstar immediately protected Suigin and blocked the Vikings' attacks. When the audience realized that Suigin's guard girl was a high-level humanoid, they became astonished and wondered who Suigin really was. In the end, Suigin won the match because Twinstar turned into a two-headed dragon that could kill Vikings in an instant. Suigin and Takeshi finally managed to win the prize they were after, and Suigin was happy after winning the fight. The moral that can be learned from this anime is to be more diligent in playing video games so that we can meet our soulmates in the real world.